gente, que lo que? Y'all already know this is Punsh on Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. First and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. Good morning. And y'all already know this past weekend, Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, during the Deontay Wilder versus Robert Alenius card, you saw Demetrius Andrade in ringside in a PBC event. Kind of odd. But, look, I understand there's people out there that's frustrated with Demetrius Andrade's career and how it's moved. He has not exceeded the expectations nor matched the expectation coming into the professional level. Yes, he's a 2-division world champion, but of course, this resume is not up to par and compare into the skills and talent of Demetrius Andrade. But his career is still alive. And the guy that's going to keep it alive, in my opinion, is Demetrius Salita Promotions. Y'all already know after his departure with Eddie Hearn, he partnered up with Demetrius Salita to negotiate the fight with Zach Parker. Now, that fight didn't come to fruition, but us knowing that he's going to be moving to the 168-pound division, he doesn't got his strap. And I know a lot of people didn't want him to drop the strap, but at the end of the day, the strap didn't bring him no type of power. Didn't bring him Triple G, didn't bring him Canelo Alvarez, didn't bring him Jamal Charlo in the middleweight division. So it seemed like he was just paying for belt fee. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that I believe he's one of the most avoided fighters of this era. And I'm talking about, when I'm talking about avoid, I'm not just talking about just being avoided by any other fighter or mandatory. I'm talking about being avoided by elite fighters, champions, and their business handlers as well avoided. Now, if it's not the fighters, it's the business handlers, like Samson Likowitz said in the Boxer Voice. But anyway, now you already know Demetrius Andrade and Al Heyman, PBC, had a little bit of a friction in the past. But now that Demetrius Andrade is working with Demetrius Salita, and Demetrius Salita works with everybody in the sport of boxing, I think he does great business with everybody and gets along with everybody. I believe that Demetrius Salita could bridge the gap between Demetrius Andrade, Al Heyman, PBC, and the networks. Now, y'all know in the 168 pounds, you got Caleb Plant, who just knocked out Anthony Durrell, that owes me $10,000. Yes, me debe 10 millones de pesos, American dollar, please. Okay, I'm still waiting. But anyway, you got Caleb Plant with a great performance this past Saturday. You got David Benavidez going to be fighting, already scheduled an opponent for February. Ukasaki, I forgot to pronounce his name, but anyway, not totally thrilled about that fight, but anyway, you still got Jamal Charlo that's probably going to be campaigning also in the middleweight, in the super middleweight division, and that's going to be a good, that could be a good legacy fight. If Demetrius Salita could bridge the gap and get these legacy fights for even Charlo, because I believe that Charlo needs Demetrius Andrade. I believe that Caleb Plant also may need a Demetrius Andrade. Of course, I want to see Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez as well. And David Benavidez have called out Demetrius Andrade. It only works out for their legacy, you know. Of course, a lot of people been saying that these guys been waiting on Canelo Alvarez and things of that nature. We already know that PBC had a contract on the table for Canelo Alvarez. He did not pick it up. He went the zone route. So I believe there's some money to be made out there in the PBC. And I feel like there's the great opportunity now that Canelo Alvarez is injured and is going to be out for a minute. I think it's time for these guys to really put things into perspective. That how about if Canelo Alvarez is not here? How about if this just wasn't an injury and Canelo Alvarez is really just going to be gone and retire and stuff like that? So they got to put that in their mind, that I think that this might be a gift. Hopefully that Canelo Alvarez get back in great shape, and if he has the hand surgery, everything goes well, because of course he is the cash cow of the sport of boxing, a guy that has been doing well and accomplishing great things, 4-division world champion, still super middleweight undisputed. But now it gives them the chance to, and the business handlers, and realize that maybe Canelo Alvarez is not going to be here, so they cannot dictate their career and how they handle their fighters, depending on what Canelo Alvarez may do next or may sign next. You know what I'm saying? I think that You saw Demetrius Andrade called out Caleb Plant and said that he would knock out Caleb Plant like Caleb Plant knocked out Anthony Durrell. Now, I do believe, I do believe that Demetrius Andrade got the best skill set, got the best tools than all the names that I just named. I think he's a better fighter, a better boxer, a better fighter than Danny Jacobs, than Caleb Plant. Then David Benavidez is probably the biggest threat because, you know, he's big, strong, got great combination, got great power in both hands, and I think that's his skill set, and he's still getting better. And I think he slightly got better skill, slightly better than Jamon Charlo. But people could say he's 50-50, but I believe that if you follow them in the past and the amateurs, Demetrius Andrade was the #1 amateur in the country, while Danny Jacobs and Jamon Charlo, that's their year. That they was amateurs. So they all know Demetrius Andrade very, very well. Now, of course, these fights could be 50-50 as well. But I believe that Demetrius Andrade is also winning the fight Danny Jacobs. I know they're friends, but look, if they really, really friends, and if Daniel Jacobs is really Demetrius Andrade's friend, and see how the business has been, is how the business of boxing has done Demetrius Andrade, I think he should step up and give him that type of payday, just like you saw Deontay Wilder give Robert Elanius. And I think that would be a wonderful fight. Demetrius Andrade and Daniel Jacobs in the Barclays Center. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be a good fight, an epic fight, could gauge him into in the 168-pound division. And hopefully, you know, he does what a friend I believe in boxing should do and give him that type of fight. It's a good fight for both of these guys. And I think it's a great legacy fight, you know. Also, yeah, Caleb Plant, maybe late in the middle of next year, could get that Demetrius Andrade fight, or he could get the winner of the David Benavidez fight. We don't know if Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting against Cinco de Mayo. Maybe David Benavidez could adopt that date, and it's being February, so it'll be too quick to get into that Demetrius Andrade fight. Yet, at the end of the day, I believe all these guys need each other. We all want to see these guys get in the ring. You can all mix and match it, and it'll all be great fights. It'll be good for PBC, and it'll be good for their legacy. You know, you don't have to wait for Canelo Alvarez. You could probably pick up Canelo Alvarez is still young, so you cannot outage or whatever Canelo Alvarez, and maybe you could get Canelo Alvarez later on in the year if these guys mix it up, and let's see who has the best performance and could get a Canelo Alvarez shot. I think it's good for PBC. A lot of in-house fight there. If you add Demetrius Andrade, come on, you can mix and match it. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez, Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade versus Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, and Jamon Charlo. I think it just works out. And even if somebody takes an L, you know what I'm saying? Look, Caleb Plant took an L, and look what he did to Anthony Durrell. And Anthony Durrell was the best opponent, in the best name in David Benavidez's resume. So you can't write a lot of these guys off. People may have written Caleb Plant off as not being the top guy. But now look at that performance. So look, you never know. In boxing, one fight changes the perception of what you may think about a fighter. I think this is a great, I hope that Demetrius Andrade does sign with PBC. I hope that Salida bridge the gap and get him these type of fights, because I believe that they all need this. You know what I'm saying? They're all in their 30s except from David Benavidez. But I believe in the 168-pound division, these are the only names for him, you know? So let me know what y'all think, man. He's winning the fight Daniel Jacobs. He's winning the fight Caleb Plant. He's winning the fight David Benavidez, and they already chopped it up. I think David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade is one of the two avoided fighters in the middleweight division. I'm talking about the 160 and the 168-pound division. I think it would just be, and the promotions to these fights will be awesome. Let me know what y'all think, man. I know there's a lot of people that's still writing off Demetrius Andrade, but his career is not over. And I feel like Demetrius Salida is going to save his career. Is going to keep it alive. Put it that way. Is going to keep it alive. And let's get these fights. And at the end of the day, man, whether you're a fan or not, you know that he got the skills and talent. We all know all these guys got the skills and talent. And And let's see what they could do while Canelo Alvarez is not going to be active. And I believe that's a gift for this division, so these business handlers, these greedy hands in the cookie jar could force these fights. All right, let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell so you can get my updated videos. We going live every night, or 5-6 times a week, 8 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Y'all know, follow your boy, man.